If you're a fan of legal dramas and crime thrillers, you're going to love these recommendations. Here are my top 10 legal dramas. Number 1. Primal Fear. This is a legal mystery crime thriller released in 1996 and based on the 1993 novel of the same name. A high-profile murder draws a fame-seeking lawyer into a complex and controversial case. He agrees to defend a penniless altar boy with a mysterious connection to the victim. What begins as a clear-cut case spirals into a psychological and legal maze. In a recent video, I recommended Identity, and this movie reminds me of that one, but I cannot tell you why. It would be a spoiler. But I rewatched this one last week, and even though I could remember the ending, I still enjoyed it because of the brilliant acting. I mean, Edward Norton is one of my favorite actors, I believe, even though the main actor is actually Richard Gere. And this is the perfect courtroom crime drama with some psychology in it, and it's a perfect 90s movie as well. Number 2. The Firm. This is a legal thriller mystery released in 1993 and based on the 1991 novel of the same name by John Grisham. A gifted young lawyer joins a top firm lured by wealth and status, unaware of its deadly secrets. After 2 colleagues are murdered, the FBI pressures him for information. Trapped between the law and the firm, he faces losing everything. His only hope is a risky plan of his own making. Starring Tom Cruise, and as I said in other videos, I actually enjoy Tom Cruise in his first movies even more than recent ones, when he was still establishing himself as an actor and was still finding his own style. This movie portrays corruption, power, and the sad truth behind certain people, jobs, or even institutions. I believe it's quite popular, so if you have missed it, it's actually worth watching. Number 3. The Rainmaker. This is a legal drama from 1997 based on another John Grisham's novel. This one released in 1995 and it has the same name. A freshly certified lawyer with no clients joins a shady firm and takes on a powerful insurance company. Teaming up with an unpolished paralegal who fights for a family whose claim was unjustly denied. With limited resources, they take on corporate giants in a battle that tests their integrity and resilience. Starring Matt Damon, this is heartfelt but also thrilling, and this one exposes the exploitative nature of the American healthcare system, and it also gives value to the human experience. So it really manages to be powerful with one single case that probably exemplifies so many more. Plus, in this movie you really have a brilliant cast on top of Matt Damon. And as I told you, this is another movie adapted from John Grisham's books. And we have one more recommendation based on his books on this list, and I didn't realize that I enjoyed his stories until I made this video. Number 4. Suspect. This is a legal thriller movie released in 1987. After a judge's suicide and the murder of a government clerk, a homeless, deaf veteran becomes the prime suspect. Assigned as his defense attorney, a public defender begins to question his involvement. She partners with a juror to investigate, uncovering a web of deception that suggests he may be innocent. Starring Cher, but also Dennis Quaid and Liam Neeson. I think this movie came up in a comment to an older video of mine, but I mean, all of these movies on this list had quite an impressive cast. So now I'm thinking, is there something connected to legal dramas that makes it easier for producers, directors, and whoever decides to get stellar cast? Is there something behind that? I don't know, more money or something? But this is, again, truly interesting because of the person who is accused of this crime and how different it is to have someone defending you who sees you as a human being and not only as the accused. Number 5. Roman J. Israel Esquire. This is a legal drama film released in 2017. A dedicated, idealistic lawyer is suddenly placed in the spotlight when his partner falls ill. Discovering unsettling truths about the firm, he faces a moral crisis that forces him to take drastic action. As I just said, stellar cast in most of these, because here we have Denzel Washington, but also Colin Farrell. And I've talked about this movie, I think, in the very first cinema-related video I made, because I had just watched it and I was so impressed by the overall style, because the protagonist is the most interesting thing on screen in this movie. I loved the characterization visually, but also how he behaves and how different he is from all the others in his field, and how deeply you can feel for him. Because if you're into social justice, but also understated lives and stories, this is just brilliant, beautiful. I highly recommend it. Number 6. 12 Angry Men. This is a legal drama and you can choose whether to watch the 1957 or 1997 movie. In a high-stakes murder trial, one juror challenges the other's rush to judgment, urging them to carefully evaluate the evidence. As they deliberate the fate of a man accused of killing his father, his cautious stance forces the jury to confront their biases and reconsider the verdict. This is a fascinating critique of the American jury system, and both the 1957 movie and its remake are worth watching. I think I watched them both at some point, or maybe just snippets of the original one, not sure. And this feels to me just like a locked room mystery, because acting plays a significant role in the development of the story. I mean, we don't even really see the courtroom itself, because the plot develops in a different room where the jury deliberates. This is considered a masterpiece, and it really has different storytelling compared to most courtroom movies, and so it's pretty unique and really worth watching, especially if you're into this genre. Number 7. Erin Brockovich. This is a biographical legal drama released in 2000, and it's a dramatization of the true story of Erin Brockovich. A law firm secretary takes on a utility company responsible for polluting a small town. After discovering medical records linked to unusual illnesses, she investigates and uncovers a major corporate cover-up. This has a different tone from all the other recommendations on this list, and it reminds me of Dark Waters. If you have not watched that one, you should. And I haven't put it on this list simply because I've talked about it in a different video and I wanted to give you something new. But I remember watching Erin Brockovich on TV because it aired multiple times on Italian television, and despite this odd tone that it has, it's a really serious topic, and perhaps thanks to this lighter tone or some comedy in it, you can digest it easily, and it's a perfect way to explain to people some major issues in society. In this case, it's a massive cover-up, and it's a terrifying story that needs to be told and people need to learn about it. So if you have not watched Erin Brockovich yet, you should definitely have it on your watch list. Number 8, A Time to Kill. This is a legal drama released in 1996 and based on a 1989 John Grisham's novel of the same name. A young Mississippi lawyer defends a black man who killed 2 white men who had attacked his young daughter. The case stirs up racial tensions, leading to the resurgence of a hate group in the area. I had to be careful with the words I chose to give you the plot summary because I'm not entirely sure what you are allowed to say on YouTube. But I mean, if you watch the trailer, you get what's the real issue here. And this is a type of movie that is really difficult for me to watch. It's really tough, but I know that it's essential. I need to learn about this type of story. This example in particular is very well made, and it's a great way to discuss racial injustice, even though it might be difficult to watch. And again, brilliant acting here. Number 9, On the Basis of Sex. This is a biographical legal drama released in 2018 and based on a true story. The story follows Ruth Bader Ginsburg's fight for equal rights and the landmark cases that shaped her career. Together with her husband, she challenges a century of sex discrimination in a groundbreaking legal case. This is inspiring for sure, and I was not familiar with her story. I had never heard of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I guess that this is a well-known story in the USA, but it's certainly fascinating and worth sharing, especially now. I mean, it really feels as if, as women, we managed to get one step closer to the goal. And just in a couple of years, everything is undone and we have to start from scratch. I mean, if you look at the USA right now, it's quite concerning. And this movie gives a positive message in the end, after countless struggles, and it should only be the beginning of many more changes in the world. But sometimes the fact that women have to be thankful for the tiniest steps in the right direction is annoying. I mean, it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be here celebrating little crumbs, you know? But this doesn't mean that we should forget each step that took us closer to the end goal. And so I still believe this is a movie that is worth watching. Number 10, How to Get Away with Murder. This is a legal drama thriller series released between 2014 and 2020. A group of driven law students and their enigmatic criminal defense professor find themselves caught up in a chilling murder plot. The case threatens to disrupt their lives and shake the very foundation of their university. I felt like giving you a TV show recommendation as well, because this is quite different from all the others. I found it compelling, and to me it's a mix between high school drama and a courtroom drama, because there are these law students and they are way more connected and they work together, which means that they are closer than students coming from other disciplines in university. So this is why I'm thinking of high school. They feel closer to me to a high school experience. And after a season or two, it was a little extra. But since I love murder mysteries and I really enjoyed how thrilling this one was, I think you should watch it if you haven't yet, because it's a really popular series. And it's the type of show that it's also easy to re-watch. So if you haven't yet, add it to your watch list. There are so many more movies and TV shows in this category. So if you have any recommendations, please leave them down below. I really want to hear what would be on your top 10. And now that you watched this, check out the video on the screen and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.